Let me introduce the project background now. The online education platform we mainly talk about is open source. There are several types of online education platforms, for example. It is said that the most popular one is Moodle. It is based on GPHP and should have a large user base. 10 years ago, I have done in-depth secondary development with a colleague. Later. Well, the characteristic is that it is not user-friendly and has a very complex interface. I have also talked to domestic experts, and they said this is a hindrance. It hinders this. One reason Moodle became popular in China is that it was already there 10 years ago. Then there is another famous open-source education platform, edX. I have also worked on it. This platform should have powerful features, but it is very complex to maintain and not very suitable. It requires 1 or 2 people to maintain it. Recently, I thought about it and decided to add it. It's like adding one. Another one that can be found online is said to be quite popular in education. This platform, ODOO. It is said to be the most popular open-source ERP platform. ERP is equivalent to an enterprise resource management platform. This is also a major category. Within enterprise resource management, it is specifically designed for, possibly for corporate training. It is used. It is written in Python. It is very complex, but it is open source. It is the community edition, and mine is the community edition. I added one to it. I made modifications to it. I modified the code to make it compatible with this. That is, I wrote educational courseware. Let's look at an example now. This is me, this is him. His. The advantage of his interface, in my opinion, is that it is closer to, relative to the model. It has more of this. A modern feel, a relatively simple interface, and then one language to use. Let's look at an example. In this one, it is a demonstration course. Let me take a look. This is some things inside it, the community edition. It has 2 editions, one is the community, the open source edition, and there is also a paid edition. The community open source edition, it's the courseware format for this teaching part is very simple. Actually, it can only add some videos and images, some simple text. So, I added a little to it. Now, it can also do some testing. But, it is very bloated. It is very convenient to use. Then, this is the one I added, it is interactive. I wrote it using ODOO. I added this courseware to it. You see, the characteristic of this courseware is that it can be modified in various ways. This is an interactive one. The characteristic is that the video can be interactive. I have given this example before, it can also be included. For example, when the video is playing halfway, it can display a. This is an interaction. That is, it is not just a simple video concept, then the video continues playing, right? And then, for example, I added another one to demonstrate mathematics, for instance. In the end, then it can have melodic variations, this kind of. For interactive mathematics, it can do a lot, that is to say, any courseware written with the tool I developed using ODOO can be included. And then, ODOO itself is very popular as a. These educational learning platforms. In my opinion, its characteristics still quite distinct. That is, it is limited to, the user interface is simple and it provides. How should I put it? It pays more attention to this, the model style, it emphasizes more on social constructivism. In this type of teaching, there is more interaction in the middle, for example. There are forums, as well as chats and everything else.